Here's the very latest on the 3 UCLA players accused of...
Basketball players, by the way, I know a lot of people are asking. What they did was unfortunate. You know, you're talking about very long prison sentences.
Like that will get you up.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we gotta talk about this one. When I tell you my man has been on a demon path lately, it's no joke. Of course, we'll be talking about the one and only Mr. Baby, can you please? Gelo Ball. The Ball family. Man, where do I even start with this family? If you don't know who the Ball brothers are, it's 3 brothers that were just destined for this man. They had a father that arguably, and at this point I mean arguably, predicted it down to the T.
LeVar here, and LeVar, you already got the Lakers hat.
I'm trying to tell you, I knew this was happening before it was happening.
When did you get this hat made?
When he was a baby. It's a wonderful feeling. But I already knew what was coming to him. I got 2 more boys. I got to come do the same thing 2 more years.
So you're going to get them to the Lakers too. How?
The big baller way. I have another hat on to say I told you so. LaMelo Ball goes 3rd overall to Charlotte.
The first time that I heard about the Ball brothers was actually all the way back in 2016, 2017 era. Man, what an era. We had just had the 2016 XXL Cypher. We had Uzi, Kodak killing it, XXX Tentacion. But I just remember one day waking up and seeing this video from a channel called Ball is Life. And let me tell you, I've seen my fair share of high school highlights, and I wasn't that intrigued, that amazed by them, until I saw these 3 guys. When I tell you, I've never seen a trio of brothers so dominant on the court. They were making headlines left and right, and on top of that, they had the man himself, LeVar Ball, backing them. If this man told himself something, trust me, he believed it down to the core. He even stated multiple times he can beat the greatest in the NBA.
We talk about the GOAT here, the greatest of all time, Michael Jordan, and you running your mouth talking about you gonna beat him one-on-one? Why would you say something so blasphemous?
In my heyday,
Blasphemous.
he would need help.
Really?
He's too small.
And as much flack as people gave him, only time showed us that he was actually right. You had the oldest, Lonzo Ball. When I tell you this was the guy, some people were convinced this was like the next LeBron. Now, he wasn't a LeBron. However, he was a part of something great. The middle brother, LiAngelo Ball. He was the one everybody wondered, what's gonna happen with this guy? I can't honestly say that right off the bat everybody was behind him. No, people actually, as far as I know, some people actually talk trash about this guy, saying he's just not as good as the brothers. The youngest brother, LaMelo Ball. LaMelo at the time didn't have the height. So of course, with that, his brothers always would make fun of him.
Get him out my house! Get him out my crib!
You 6'5" and you can't dunk.
Melo can't dunk on Casper Ghost on a 10-foot hoop. He's never gonna have hops. You know, he's gonna have what we call hopes.
However, the younger brother is usually the one that's a sponge. He takes in the most information, learning from these 2 great brothers. And man, in his 8th grade year, they had him out there balling with high schoolers, and he was showing them up. It just looked like he was running the court. However, due to the star power these 3 had, LiAngelo was always overlooked.
Basketball players, by the way, I know a lot of people are asking. What they did was unfortunate. You know, you're talking about very long prison sentences. They do not play games.
Before any of the brothers joined the NBA, their father came up with a genius idea. He figured there's no point in waiting for them to get a shoe deal through Nike or through any other company. Instead, he created the Big Baller brand. If you've noticed throughout this video, you've seen this logo quite a bit. For a while, this was their identity. Big Baller brand was the Ball family. However, over time, the cracks started to show in the company. Lonzo was able to actually launch his first shoe, which he got to play with in the league. However, later confessed that his injury may have actually came from these same shoes.
No one knows the real story about them shoes, though.
It was about
them ZO2s I was playing in, they was not ready.
They weren't?
Really? No one knows this, but Demo had a backpack, and he had extra like 4 pairs of shoes in there, because I had to switch them every quarter, because they would just rip.
Over time, I actually started to see this logo less Unless, come to find out, they found out that somebody was stealing. And not only that, it was somebody closer to them than they thought. Now, there's a lot of back and forth lawsuits here, so this is all alleged. However, meet Alan Frost. I've heard different things from different reports. I heard he was a business manager, a co-founder. I'm not sure his exact title, but the Ball family found out he was stealing millions. LeVar tried to state this didn't hurt the image of the Big Baller brand, but without a doubt, over time you saw them distancing themselves from this logo. However, this isn't the arrest we're talking about today.
Here's the very latest on the 3 UCLA players accused of in China. The Washington Post reporting that President Trump has personally asked Chinese President Xi Jinping to help resolve the case.
A few months after the 2017 NBA draft, Lonzo was still hyped about joining the New Orleans Pelicans. LaMelo, he was still in Chino Hills, now running the team. But LiAngelo was playing for UCLA. He was overseas in China with a few of his teammates when they decided to go to a Louis Vuitton store. I mean, for these young guys, it makes sense. They were very well off. But for some reason, LiAngelo and his 2 teammates made a horrible decision that day. When at that Louis Vuitton store, they decided to shoplift.
Need your help. Gelo is being detained for stealing some Louis Vuitton glasses.
What? I don't know exactly what happened, but what's going on?
We have a situation. My boy's been detained.
Why would you like some glasses, though? As much money as you got. The thrill? What, son? Tell me something, man, because I'm blind right now, man.
Whole story.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Like that. The whole story, no, half the story. Like that will get you up.
This story went so viral. Everybody was talking about it, and it didn't make sense. This family that's all about dignity, strength, and perseverance is now getting caught up in these stories. And to be honest, guys, we've seen this time and time with a lot of young celebrities getting caught up in some type of drama. But few of those stars are smart enough to lay low and know that there's always a light at the end of the tunnel.
Honestly, that boy is special. He gonna be the world's greatest rapper.
As time went on, we got to see everything play out. Lonzo didn't have the career we expected, but everywhere he went, he made those who played around him better. He even got to play with LeBron for a while. LaMelo became, without a doubt, one of the best players in the NBA.
The greatest shot by LaMelo Ball!
He's in my top 3 current NBA players and easily my favorite player to watch. But LiAngelo, after college, we didn't hear from him for a while, as we would never see him get drafted into an NBA team. LaMelo was able to pull some cards and get him a summer league spot to play on the Hornets, but they never actually picked him up. And for a while, everyone was convinced that was his story. The middle brother that never made it, as far as his older and younger brother. It was now 2024, and we see a clip of Angel Reese and Lonzo Ball talking with Gelo. And Lonzo was kind of calling him out, telling him straight up, what are you waiting for?
I feel like if I go to the G League, I'm gonna carry myself. Like, I only need a shot, bro. If they give me the shot, I feel like I'm gonna do my thing. I ain't never messed up like
this
that.
This the problem I have. I feel like you got your shot in the summer league with the Hornets.
You played this year?
Yes, and didn't play.
Right away, the doubters were convinced he was proving them right. Little did they know, his comeback wasn't to the league. A while later, Gelo pops up on kick streamer Neon's page. Now, this isn't who I expected him to link up with, but on this stream, he plays Neon a snippet to a song that would change his life.
You ready for some hot shit,
Let's see.
All right, bro.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. If it's fire, it's fucking chat.
I just made this shit like last week.
Okay.
Now, for copyright reasons, obviously I can't play the song, but this song put the internet on fire. You started seeing memes left and right saying this would have been a mega hit back in 2005. But as the weeks went on, this song grew on everyone, and you would see it everywhere. Yet again, my man was making headlines left and right. He now went by Gelo, or G3. This was what the world never expected. A young prodigy that never quite got to make it to the NBA, but made it in his own lane. Gelo took it to a whole different level. He got to perform at one of the Lions' playoff games in the NFL. And shortly after, I guess you could say he did make it to the NBA, as he got to perform at the 2024 All-Star Game.
Some dominate the court by attacking the rim. Others dominate the stage by commanding the mic. But in my family, we do both. He's blowing up the charts and he's just getting started. Give it up for my brother, Gelo!
He signed a $13 million record deal with Universal Music Group and was able to get the GOAT, Lil Wayne, on the remix of his song. Now, this is where we get the happy ending to the story, right? What if I told you, while his song was going mega viral, him and his brothers were going through one of the hardest moments of their life? Something none of us ever want to go through. Just imagine, you just released a song that took over the internet, but while others see memes, you look away from your phone and see your father in a hospital bed, possibly in his final moments. The world never knew that your dad was battling with diabetes this whole time, and now the doctors confirmed your dad has poison in his blood. He now has to choose between 4 blood transfusions or risk the unthinkable. While off of a ton of medications, LeVar still tried talking to his son Gelo.
So a lot of times with the IVs, and I had a couple of combos with Gelo, but it kind of slurred because I'm drugged up with all this stuff they putting in me and stuff. So it's hard to really dial in on what I'm trying to say. So I'm kind of slurred with my speech and stuff like that. But he understanding what I'm saying. I'm like, keep doing your thing. And I make sure, I say, yo, make sure you take care of your brothers. Let's make sure all y'all together. Because the more you guys are together, the better I feel.
LeVar is the father figure every young man should have. He kept his boys in check at all times. Now, all 3 of his sons are millionaires because he always believed in them. Luckily, he survived. However, doctors had to amputate his right foot. But I'm telling y'all, they don't make them like LeVar.
Everyone asking how I'm feeling. I may not have my foot anymore, but you know what I got now? That TikTok verification. Did y'all forget I'm LeVar? If I wanted to, I'll grow it back. I might swerve in that corner, whoa, whoa.
You can't tell Gelo's story without mentioning the Ball family. Each member of this family faced their own set of challenges and criticism, but it's that never give up mentality their father installed in them that they've gotten so far. This is one of the craziest come-up stories that we've recently seen. Against all odds, Gelo pulled off the impossible. My name is Diamond Boy, and if you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up, as I'm just getting started with this channel, and it'll mean the world. Thank you.
Like a switch, don't make a sound, nigga.